than other groups who don't use this stuff.
Play with some straighteners and everything, but trust me, it would not be a chemical straightener. You will be able to revert the minute a drop of water hits your hair.
Gary, Indiana. Let's see what's going on in Gary, Indiana, man. Shout out to Hot Five.
Nothing good.
Yeah,
you ever watch videos of Amal? Her name is Amal Ekbunobi.
No,
Yeah,
I don't know.
she's a Daily Wire or something like that.
Yeah, she used to be
She's
like a
annoying
really
as hell, in my
hardcore
opinion.
BLM activist, but now she's like
Yeah,
the
I don't
opposite.
know. I don't know Amal Eklund. I don't know, but
She's a sweet girl, but she's annoying.
mm,
She's good though. I mean, she really goes off on the BLM activists and all that. 'Cause she used to be one of
okay.
them.
Gary, Indiana. Man, it's always. I think the Chicago stations cover Gary. It's just always hard to find the Gary station, man. Let me see if this is it. If this is one. It's an indie. Uh, that's the closest we can get. Um, let's see. Uh,
But a tough loss. Well, Mayor Joe Hogsett is kicking off his third term as the city's new leader with a new vision coming out of the pandemic. This morning, he announced a push to get more opportunities for minority business owners. News 8's Camila Fernandez has more.
For business owner Cynthia Bates, getting funding to keep business going is a struggle.
Well, there's always a challenge because there's never enough money, because there's always something that you have to repair. This building was built in 1940.
In 2011, Bates opened the Jewel Event Center, which is run by women of color. She says inequality has made it harder for Black entrepreneurs to thrive.
Businesses.
Inequality has made it harder for Black entrepreneurs to thrive.
Again, the implication is that the gliders are not experiencing this, but of course they are.
And the implication is that there's something nefarious that they're doing is causing this. That's always the implication, that they're working against them.
Yes, stupid
Flourish with
conspiracy
networking.
theorists.
And so if you're Black, sometimes you're not in the network where there are resources.
On Tuesday, Mayor Joe Hogsett announced at the Interdenominational Ministerial Alliance of Indianapolis breakfast his plans to address the issue as part of his vision for this year.
I can sum it up in one word. That word is prosperity. Prosperity for all of Indianapolis.
According to the nonprofit public policy organization Brookings Institution, the Indianapolis metropolitan area has more than 900 Black businesses, making up around 3% of all employer businesses. The Indy Chamber says in 2017, Marion County saw 546 Black-owned employer businesses. Hogsett says it's going to take the whole community to bring change.
Part of making the most of that effort is having more minority-owned businesses registered with the city. So we have to,
So what was stopping them from registering with the state?
Absolutely nothing.
help us concentrate on that part of this equitable prosperity.
Despite some challenges, Bates says there have been improvements. She says organizations like the Indy Black Chamber of Commerce and her Delta Sigma Theta sisters play a big role.
I'm in several organizations.
Oh, so she's a part of the Delta Sigma Theta sorority. She's part of one of the Divine Nine. These black people brag about how awesome they are all the time, and how many of them are mayors and city councilmen and doctors and lawyers. That's all
they
these
winning.
Divine Nine organizations do. Shit. So how is she complaining that she doesn't have any access to resources if she's a member of the Divine Nine?
Prosperity.
Despite some challenges, Babe says there have been improvements. She says organizations like the Indie Black Chamber of Commerce and her Delta Sigma Theta sisters play a big role.
I'm in several organizations, the Links organization, the Moles. As I said,
She's in the Links. Yo, this woman is like, yo, this woman is in like some of the most powerful Black organizations in the country. Wow.
Guess they're not so powerful then.
Right. Because she's begging the white man.
And I wonder what business she's running too, because you keep hearing about they don't have opportunities and this and that. But in order to have a successful business, you have to have a product that people are willing to buy.
Jewelry. She's selling jewels and shit like that.
You can't fix it.
Cheap jewelry and shit.
The only solution to this problem would be to like mandate that people go to these restaurants or businesses and spend money. Like they have to.
Yeah. Like she's literally in the fucking she's I don't know if these white business people have organizations that are as allegedly powerful or full of resource people as she does. I mean, the Links, the Black sorority.
if I didn't belong to some of these organizations, I don't know what I would do. And I don't know what the other Black businesses that don't have those networks do. I don't know how they stay afloat.
Other people.
Yo, are you serious? She's privileged. This woman is privileged. Let me show you what privilege look like, guys. This is privilege.
All month long, we have been celebrating Black History Month, and this morning it's all about the Divine Nine, the historic Black fraternities and sororities, and those are just some of our own ABC family members that you see who are part of.
Look at all the people who just work at this news station that are in these fraternities.
All about the Divine Nine, the historic Black fraternities and sororities. And those are just some of our own ABC family members that you see who are part of the Divine.
That is quite a crew right there.
Yeah.
We have a performance coming up by students from Howard University. They're going to show us the Unity Step. It's a hallmark of the Divine Nine. But first, DeMarco Morgan, who's a Kappa from Jackson State, shares more on history.
This is a century, yes!
For more than a century, Black Greek letter organizations have been a rooted source of pride on college campuses.
What is a delta? What is a delta?
A power echoed in our chants and felt in our steps. Founded at a time when racism and discrimination plagued higher education.
And you had to pass the paper bag test.
during a time when standards were higher.
Yeah, they would put a paper bag up, and if you were darker than the paper bag, you couldn't get in these fraternities. It's funny how they leave that part out and talk about white racism.
Power echoed in our chants and felt in our steps. Founded at a time when racism and discrimination plagued higher education. The 4 sororities and 5 fraternities that make up the National Pan-Hellenic Council.
Hit the like button, man. Hit that like button. Smash that like button. We're going for a record in likes tonight, man. Everyone hit that like button. Smash it, smash it, smash it. Smash that like button, man. I hope we got at least, I don't know.
And off too, they leave out the part that when those fraternities were started, they were of the upper echelon of the Sun community, and that the women were not out twerking. You couldn't be of bad repute. So a lot of these women that are talking about they deltas now, they would not have been allowed to be deltas in the sorority back then. That's left out
Council,
too.
also dubbed the Divine Nine, unite under a collective purpose, scholarship, service, and the power of community.
They understood that their individual, education was not enough. They had to actually work as a group to lift up people. The Divine Nine kind of encompasses that whole ethos. When we set our mind to something, we're going to get that something done.
And from the corner office to the box office, the football field to the hill, Divine Nine.
Colin Kaepernick, who grew up in an all-white town with white parents, joined one of them. Kamala Harris, an Indian woman with an Indian mom and a cool leaf dad. She's oh shit.
Members have been doing just that, all while standing on the front lines of change and the corridors of power.
We are in different areas of the business. We understand if we come together collectively, we have an obligation to serve the community and most importantly, serve Black people. And so we understand that when Black people wins, America wins.
My own journey to Kappa started back in 2000 on the campus of Jackson State University. There, I was uplifted and taught the true meaning of achievement in every field of human endeavor. These lifelong commitments are a reflection of the day-to-day work these organizations carry out throughout college campuses and communities worldwide.
And our thanks to DeMarco. And if you notice, I'm wearing pink and green this morning because these are the colors of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, the sorority my dear mom pledged at Howard University, and I was blessed to recently become an honorary AKA, and that's Mama there on the campus at HU.
There she is. And we are joined now by students from your mom's alma mater, the Divine Nine, the university's Divine Nine. Thank you all so much for being here, for sharing with us the steps you will. I want to start asking you, Naya, you're the Divine Nine, such a presence on campuses. What has it been like to be a part of a sorority? How big is that a part of your college experience?
Yes, so sisterhood has obviously been something that I've gained, but I've also loved being able to serve in a capacity with things like this. I really love the arts and being able to give back to the community in ways that I was able to receive things from a young age, and to be able to receive mentorship from my big sisters. That's something that I really value in this life and being in my sorority.
Isn't it great to have that immediate family?
So that woman who was bitching about not having access to resources, being boxed out of society by white people, is a member of one of these fraternities, and she's a member
now
of this
with a unique and growing organization around the world, 16,000 members strong. The Links Incorporated, women connecting with each other and their communities in a powerful way. Take a look.
During the Great Migration, right at the end of World War II, that's when the Links was founded.
You see, look at the Links. Remember I told you about the brown paper bag test? You couldn't get in unless you were lighter than a brown paper bag. You couldn't get into none of these Black organizations unless you were lighter than a brown paper bag, especially if you're a woman.
Unless you were lighter or darker?
Lighter.
Oh, wow.
Lighter.
They were being racist towards darker skinned Blacks?
Oh, yeah. Listen, wow. Booker T. Washington was a mulatto. W.E.B. Du Bois is a mulatto. Frederick Douglass was a mulatto. If you took mulattoes out of Black history, you wouldn't have listen, that Black history book would go from a book to a pamphlet if you took the mulattoes.
It's such an awkward truth.
Huh?
It's just such an awkward truth because when you do learn that stuff, when you're a kid, you notice that pattern if you're paying attention.
Yeah.
This was founded, and people were migrating to Philadelphia and other northern cities because they wanted to escape the racism and the lynchings of the South.
Bullshit. Those mulattoes wanted to get away from those fucking sun turds. Those mulattoes wanted to get away from those sun turds.
They even had their own neighborhoods.
Because they wanted to.
So they even have their own neighborhoods of mulattoes.
Yep. Howard University was all mulattoes. You had to be a mulatto to get into Howard University until like the 60s.
Racism and the lynchings of the South.
Our co-founders, Margaret Roselle Hawkins and Sarah Strickland Scott, they saw a need to support educational
Wow.
Ooh.
saw a need to support educational opportunities and cultural opportunities. And so what they did is they called these friends of theirs together and
called their friends together.
I mean, looking at that lady who's talking, they're definitely continuing the legacy.
Yeah, but now black people like me can get in these things. Since like the 60s, since the civil rights movement and shit. It's ironically the civil rights movement helped us get into black organizations.
And their kitchen table, they formed the Philadelphia Club. And that was our very first club in this organization.
We wanted to thank the Philadelphia chapter of the Lynx for presenting this donation to us, which we greatly, greatly appreciate.
75 years later, the members commit to at least a minimum of 48 hours of public service. It's the largest professional club organization in the United States, the UK, and the Bahamas.
Service is hard work. We have a legacy. Philadelphia chapter is our legacy, and we build upon the legacy of founders and the charter members of the Philadelphia chapter, which was the Philadelphia Club. And from that, the groundwork was laid for us to be where we are today.
For me, being a Link, I never realized how much it was a big part of who I am. I don't know of many organizations where you have professional women who are focused on not just serving their community.
Yeah, so that woman is in this organization. That woman that was bitching about not having access to this and access to that, she's in both of those organizations I just told you.
I can't stop seeing it.
What?
I can't. When they show all those old photos, it's almost like the contrast is turned up all the way.
Yeah,
the brightness. You can barely, you almost can't make out their faces because everybody's so bright.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man. In Washington D.C., they had a light-skinned school, a mulatto school, and a black school. The school for the mulattoes was Dunbar Senior High, ironically named after Paul Laurence Dunbar, who was black as tar. And McKinley Tech was the school for the Negroes, the Negro-looking kids. And that was up until like the 50s.
I want to talk to you about something very serious. About an organization that started in 1898. A special organization. Not for the regular black person, but for a special type of black people. Light-skinned black people. And how they would choose that, they would use the brown bag technique. If you were the same shade or lighter than the brown bag, you were in. And also you had to be middle to upper middle class to wealthy black people. If you were poor, you wasn't invited. Because this was about a prestigious group, the Blue Vein Society. And that's what we're going to be talking about today.
The Blue Vein Society.
Did the Blue Vein Society cause the hatred between light-skinned and black-skinned people? If you are a celebrity in light skin or any kind of powerful light-skinned person, you were invited to join the Blue Vein Society. A special group. Some of them think like the Illuminati today. But the Blue Vein Society was a special group that only catered to powerful light-skinned black people. Male, female, didn't matter. If you had influence or you was middle to upper middle class, you were invited in. And when there was a borderline question about it, They would just put the brown paper bag up to your face. If you passed that test, you were given a handshake, you were in. But white people didn't like it. They looked at it. They didn't like any kind of black. It didn't matter if you was light skinned or dark skinned. If they saw the blue vein society, they would look at you crazy. Even call the police. Because the blue vein society was something that they appreciated. They wanted something of their own back then. Because slavery wasn't too far off from that time. And
Music is so distracting.
He went woke with it. He went woke with the Blue Vein Society. That was a fucking feat. A bad motherfucker, man.
Yeah, and he left out the part that the light-skinned ones were allowed into white clubs as entertainers.
Exactly.
Like Lena Horne, she was allowed to sing in front of white men, even though she had to come through the back door, but she was allowed to sing. A lot of the clubs in New York, the same way. If you were a light-skinned black woman, you were allowed to dance and perform in the clubs. A lot of them were owned by mobsters. They did that. So this thing about, the hatred, they say the whites didn't get them an opportunity, that's not true.
It's bullshit. But he had to go woke. He couldn't help it. Even in the story about the brown paper bag, he had to make them victims of white people. They can't help it. They have no self-control when it comes to that, man.
And that's why when they talked about like how, they were so, even today they're still mad that Vanessa Williams was one of the first, to, I guess, win Miss Universe or Miss America, whatever pageant she
Miss
won.
America, yeah.
But they skip over the fact that it was only women like Vanessa Williams who were even considered beautiful in the Sun community.
Exactly.
Dark-skinned
Jane
women
Kennedy.
Taraji Henderson types, the Bush babies, as you call them, they were not allowed to participate. You go back and look in the 1920s, 1930s, because they had black pageants back then. They were slim, light-skinned women.
Yep.
Lena Horne was pretty.
Yeah, Lena Horne.
I saw a picture of Lena Horne. I said, "Oh, she's pretty."
Yeah, but if she was dark skinned and pretty, she wouldn't have been able to. Nobody's saying she wasn't pretty. But
no, that's just me giving my 2 cents.
Yeah, she had to also be light skinned.
Peace, power, light, and truth to you all. This is your girl Ada coming to you here live in the living color with Chickasha Rising for another informative topic and video for today. Peace, light, and power, and truth, and balance.
These turds, man. They don't have good videos, man.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals, they take us higher. The night's young.
By many African American social institutions such as sororities, fraternities, and churches. So when you were black in those days, you were like me, a person like me, double discriminated against. You couldn't go to the white man's stuff, and you couldn't go to the dope black stuff because all of the dope, cool black stuff used the paper brown test. The Cotton Club, they was talking about the Cotton Club. You couldn't get in I couldn't get in the Cotton Club. Oh yeah, the fraternities. I couldn't get in the fraternities. You had to be light skinned to get in those things, man. Such and such church and I couldn't get into that either. Marcy couldn't get into that. Osa couldn't get into that. Conservative couldn't get into that. Couldn't get into that. And they literally gloss over that every single time they talk about history. Black folk never talk about this.
Just like they glossed over the fact that there was another black woman who refused to give up her seat. First, it was arrested.
Claudette Colvin. and they
but they
didn't
give
use
all the
her.
credit, right?
You know,
Because she
you know
didn't
why
fit
they
that
didn't use.
profile.
Yep.
I thought
You
that
know
she was
why
a
they
teen
didn't
mom.
use Claudette Colvin was they didn't use Claudette Colvin because Claudette Colvin looked like this. She was legit. Rosa Parks was a staged event. Claudette Colvin literally happened organically.
I thought
But
Claudia Colvin was also because she was a teen mom.
Nah, that's what they say.
Oh,
That's what they say. That's the bullshit.
okay.
That's what they say. Like that story is like uh bullshit. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's just you know what I'm saying?
Just like a lot of the civil rights icons. What's the guy that was later on became Supreme Court judge? I forget his name. Another light skinned
You
black
talking
guy.
about Thurgood
Thurgood
Marshall.
Marshall.
Thurgood Marshall, and there was another one. That he was at the rumors that he was gay. Um, Adam Clayton Powell, another light
Adam Clayton
skinned.
Powell.
Yep, light skinned,
Yeah.
good hair. Angela Davis, another light skinned woman. Coretta Scott King. The
Yeah.
list goes on.
Yeah. All of these people, um, yeah, Adam Clayton Powell, he was like the most powerful black man in America at one point, man. Even today, where I stay at in Harlem, when I go to Harlem, that block's named after him, Adam Clayton Powell, Boulevard. Mulatto man, just straight mulatto. You heard? Like no bullshit. And he was like the most powerful black man in the country.
He
And
looks
they
like Walt
talking about,
Disney.
huh?
He looks like Walt Disney.
Yeah, he do. He sure do. But that's Adam Clayton Powell.
Look like a Sicilian.
Mm-hmm. And they love him. He was black. He's black. The black Adam, man. That's a white man, man. That's a white man. Who's the hot fire, man, coming through once again, man. Make sure you hit that like button, man. Everybody hit the like button. Hot fire says my preference always been light skin. My first crush was my second grade teacher. Yeah, me too. My not my first crush, but one of my first crushes, Shirley Wilson. My Shirley Wilson was third and fourth. I had Shirley Wilson for third and fourth. I had Miss Gaines Carter first grade. I had Dr. Foster second grade, and Shirley Wilson for third and fourth grade. Had her 2 years in a row. She looked like a goddamn bird, man. She looked like Big Bird, big light skinned bitch, looked like Big Bird. But I had a crush on her too, man. He says, oh my God, that's when my preference was solidified. Big booty, tight waist, light skin, long natural hair. Well, let Sun Sisters tell it. It's because I hate myself. Um, I don't know. Like, listen, I've always liked dark skinned women. I've always liked dark skinned women, man. I've always I've been different, but I know that I've had a lot of sun men tell me openly that I only like light skinned girls. Like some men talk like that. They talk like that. Me red bone, man, red bone. But dark skinned women do good in the hood. They do good in the hood. But once a sun man get two nickels to rub together, they start you start seeing that they have the predominantly light skinned wives. And then when they get two quarters to rub together, it's almost exclusively light skinned wives. And then when of course they get $2 to rub together, it's becomes almost exclusively white or Asian. but yeah, like in the hood, when the sun man got a couple lint in his pocket, in and out of prison, look at his baby mothers. Look at every rapper. Look at 50 Cent's baby mom now, and look at his baby mom before he look at Biggie's baby mom before he got on. You can see it in real time, just looking at these guys' baby moms when they're struggling. Biggie.
But don't sisters also prefer light skinned men in some instances and go nuts over
Mm-hmm.
white men, because I haven't seen any brothers that say, have a whole homepage dedicated to my glider wife or my glider girlfriend, but there are sisters that are going around bragging about their glider husbands and glider boyfriends.
No, well, I got you on that. Yeah, definitely. But I think that I think yeah, you definitely see that. But like that's Biggie's first baby mother before before the family. You can't see it. Oh, okay, my bad. I didn't I didn't share my screen. Let me This is Biggie's first baby mother before the money. This is her. This is her now. This is her then. That's Biggie's
Yeah,
first
she looks
baby
like
mother.
Biggie.
Wow.
Yeah, she do look. She look like Biggie. That's crazy. She sure
Yeah.
do. Now let's look at Biggie's wife once he got the check. Hold on. Let's see Biggie's wife.
So when he says putting 5 carats in my baby girl's ears, that's not Fate's daughter. That's somebody else's
No,
daughter.
no, that's
Oh, okay.
Tiana, his daughter Tiana. But this is the good woman he married when he got on Faith Evans. When he got on. Look at 50 baby mother, man. And all of them are like this. Where's 50 baby mother? Is this her? I'm trying to find a picture of her. Yeah, here's 50 baby's mother when he before he got on. And back when he was in the hood, you still heard his life story when he was on the block and shit, all that shit. And this is
He
his.
made a movie about it.
Yeah, yeah, and this well, that's not this ain't his current girl, but is it the what's the one he's with now? He had a baby with this one. The one he's with now, what's her name? Cuban Link. Let me see, girlfriend. 50 Cent girlfriend. But his palate has changed. His palate has changed, man. Yeah, this is current girlfriend. His palate has changed since he got some money. But yeah, like sisters, dark skinned sisters do good when a brother ain't got nothing, man. Um, they do real good, man, when the brother ain't got no dough, man.
Kind of like what Jonathan Majors is doing now that he's like in trouble and losing all his money and stuff, contracts. He goes back to the black woman.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, man. Exactly.
Hey, speaking of
Exactly.
Biggie, do you know that controversy around him and the Notorious B1? I'm sure you heard of that, right?
You talking about that song, Big Juicy?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I heard that song. Yeah, yeah. It is crazy. And that's very common back in those days because people would just give you their fucking demo. Hey man, listen to my demo. And it's like,
Yeah.
all right, cool. I listen. Oh shit, this shit's down fire. All right, we about to fucking go to the studio and
I
make
mean,
this song over again.
he even took his name. Like he's Notorious B1, and then he starts calling himself Notorious B.I.G. That's
Well,
kind
for
of
the
crazy.
record, he was called Biggie Smalls, and he had to change his name because he got sued by Biggie Smalls. The real Biggie Smalls, he got sued by him, so he had to change his
Mm,
name, and then he changed his name to that gas station.
Who's that?
yeah.
Who Biggie Smalls? Biggie
Yeah,
Smalls.
yeah.
I forgot who he. He was a character, man. Like let me see. Uh,
But another thing is I wanted to say too is, it's funny how they always try to make it a race thing, but in every culture, women of fairer skin and smaller build are seen as, as being beautiful, as being more feminine. And it has nothing to do with race. It's just which is more prettier. Even in Asian culture, they always show the woman fair skin, small build, soft features. It's just one of those things. But
mm-hmm.
everything is always about race, and that has nothing to do with it. It's just what is seen more pleasing to the eye.
Yep. No doubt. Yep. Men are um geared to light skin. It's like we're wired because I think it hits the eye first, not because of any like racial shit. I think it's like just women lighter are more noticeable um to your caveman mind. It's like something in the caveman brain. um yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy, man. But yeah, man, salute. I got some errands to run in the morning, man. Great show, man. Great show. Hit the like button on the way out. Same black time, same black channel. Out of here. Peace out.
Peace out.
Peace.
Salute, y'all.